Hi, I'm Dr. Mohammad Rafiqul Islam. Recently, I have completed my PhD in engineering from International Islamic University. So today I'm going to present our research topic is called a survey on blockchain security and its impact analysis. So the presentation outline is first the introduction, second is literature review, third survey and sample data collection. Number 4 is impact analysis based on the survey data, and finally the conclusion. So our next part is introduction. Definitely the blockchain technology is one of the biggest innovation in 21st century, and which is introduced by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009. Blockchain technology definitely have some capability based on the transformation, the way of business, especially for the financial sector, IoT, supply chain, voting, medical treatment, insurance, etc. It has some distinct capabilities. It has its own security system, which is very important to analyze. And there is no single point failure of this technology due to distributed database management system. However, there are some challenges on this technology which have been highlighted in this research article through the real life survey process from users and developer end. To collect the security challenges of blockchain technology, and based on the information of this survey data, an impact analysis has been explored based on the following questionnaire and research gap. That is, research questionnaire number 1. What are the users and developers' feedback on blockchain security, such as the scalability, data privacy, network security, smart contract vulnerability, and private and public key issues. So based on these topics, we have collected the security questionnaire. We made the security questionnaire we have collected from the users. And number 2, what are the impact of blockchain security in different companies? So we did that in details impact analysis in our section 4. So we'll discuss in details in this regards. So the literature review. Next is the literacy review. Chapter 2 is literacy review. So from our intensive literacy review, what we have find it out, there are some challenges on this technology which described blockchain security challenges. I told you in before, these are the 5 sectors we have considered. That is, number 1 is scalability, number 2 data privacy, number 3 is network security, number 4 is smart contract vulnerability, and finally the private and public key analysis. So these are the things we will consider the data, and based on this we have. So one of the most important aspect is over here network security, where the existing all the blockchain, more than 50% user is if more than 50% was agreed, so they can make the transaction, whether it is legal or illegal transaction. That is also one of the important aspect. So in this aspect, we have done the extensive blockchain, that is gap analysis. So these are the things in review article 8 means that is our reference number, especially all the things as reference number. So the reference, the recently how this researcher is thinking about the literacy security. So the blockchain security, especially the author is clearly, they have highlighted the transaction per hour or per second, per minute or per hour, whatever is very high. Latency is become very high. Complexity compresses protocol. Different protocol network, different protocol they're using. That means they have the scalability problem. They have the inconsistency problem. So the next researcher also highlight, that is, all the stakeholders and regulators are not agreed, or they are not concerned. They are very much concerned about this transaction, about the security. So the number also 10 to 11, that is we have put in the paper. The security likely they have the cryptography, storage mechanism, and personal identification. These are the things is come out to the paper. They have highlighted. That means most of the security research paper, there is still all the researchers, they're very concerned about the security vulnerability issues, smart contract issues, then the network concern, the network security issues, and they also pointed out if the security breaches, the regulator can impose the some financial penalties. These are the things is all the stakeholders are concerned about that. So, these are the things we have already discussed in details that is research scale. So, one important point I would like to highlight these things. We analyze the data from 2018 to 2022. The cryptocurrency has been gradually, the number of cryptocurrency gradually increased, and their security aspect also vulnerable. If you can see the figure of what cryptocurrency crime case, so this figure, the crime of cryptocurrency 2018, it was $4.4 billion. If you can analyze in 2022, it is $20.1 billion. That is as per the chain analysis. We give the reference in our the paper. So this is very alarming, and this is gradually increasing. So we need to analyze this data from security. That's why our purpose is to collect the real-time user feedback. These are the things is the secure literacy, but we have collected the data practically. We go through the person, we met the person, more than 8 months we spent to collect the data. But first, I want to tell you the one thing. So blockchain is a very new technology. It's a coming technology. So this is a cutting edge technology, and people are doing, a lot of the people is doing R&D on that. And BRICS, the BRICS, that is the BRICS also working on that. So we conducted more than 700 people, among 700 people, blockchain survey questionnaire. But a lot of the peoples, they're very reluctant. Some of the people not very much aware to answer the question. But finally, 423 users and developers, they responded. Where the number of the responded is a total is 14,000 plus. So to make our questionnaire, to make it simple, we make it yes, no, and no comments. So in that regards, our methodology section, we have conducted data, total number of security questionnaires 37. Where the first question number one is we categorize the gender, and number two is what is your age group. But 35 question is based on our security. So after that, this is 37 question is over here. We survey the data. So after survey, what is the impact analysis? If we do the impact analysis, what are the impact is over here? So we can see the impact. So the age group wise, we collected the data. So we group the age 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and 50 plus 1 and above. So what is we can see? So the color 21 is user responded number is 2,305, and that is age group is 31 to 40. That means 4,377. And all the ages you can see the present is over here, and most of the people and number of the user 31 to 40 that belongs to this group. Next, so response based on the sex, if you can see the figure. So the yes is that means first I want to highlight the one thing. Yes means the questionnaire is something like the security increasing the security. We need to address the security is where yes, we have to need to address the security. Number no is it is not required to improve the security. The user are satisfied with that. And number three, that is the questionnaire. They are not very much aware about that. That means they make the no comments. So here in this figure, you can see the male and female, number of the male and female. So the yes, number of them among the male, more than 14,000 plus, 8,000 plus is male. They responded the 8,001 user, they make the one, and no for the male is 2,000 plus, and this is no comments in 950. Another part you can see in the graph. So the later on, if we go through the users and developers, the users and developer response. So the based on our response, what you can see the response request questionnaire 1. So the response the request questionnaire 1. If you can give the data among these 14,375 responder, 10,350 belongs to the yes group. That means 72% of the total responses belongs to the yes. That means these users, they are not satisfied. They are not satisfied. They are very much worried about that blockchain security still. So they want to increase. They, as per their opinion, need to develop this increase. And 18.85% belongs to no group. That means they are happy. And remaining 9.15%, they are making the no comments. That means still some of them belongs to yes and some of them belongs to no. Response number 2. So if you can analyze this as per our figure number 1, whatever we have represent the data previously from 2018 to 2022, we saw that is that $4.1 billion was in 2018, and finally $20.1 billion was hacked in 2022. That means definitely this figure is also come out. That means that this figure also come out. The security address must need to address. So our paper definitely will justify that this is why we are collecting the data from the user. So belongs to our user, allowed with the response number 1. If you can see 72% users believe the security concern is a need to address. So and another was our graph and the analysis the data from the literature, that is also is increasing. That means once we go for the response 1 and response 2 together, definitely security need to be addressed. And we do believe, strongly believe. So what are the security impact? Basically, these are the things can impact it in the company. So we have the directed and this and this. So if you go to as per ISO standard, so this is the things they have the analysis of the financial impact, the production, brand image, intellectual property right, and penalties. So these are the things, and severity. We have calculated the severity. Once this is compromised, this is the severity. The severity level, definitely financial level is extremely high. Then production, if its production is stopped due to these things or lost the data, that is definitely extremely high. Brand image definitely lost, that is probably high. And intellectual property right. Once you lost the intellectual property right, once any company learned their credentials, they have serious damages, which should be in the extremely high. And penalties definitely high. If there is there any formula, is there any intellectual property, is there any images, if there any water they lose from the other companies, they're the client. So definitely they'll be penalized from the regulators. That is the possibility. So these are the impact of also analysis and conclusion. And finally, to evaluate the security system associated with the impact analysis detail 5 years crime, we highlighted in our literature review section. And at the same time, real survey data. So based on this, we strongly recommend and we assess the existing blockchain security is not good enough to protect the users or developers and stakeholders' interest. So the responders' feedback about the vulnerability and research is 72%, whereas the 18.85% only responders are satisfied with the existing system. So on the other hand, due to the blockchain security, there is the significant impact of different units in the organization, which we have been discussed in our section 4. Section 4 is the impact analysis. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. If you have any question, please leave it to my side. I'll respond accordingly. Thank you again. Thank you, everybody.